are unconscious but breathing, because otherwise you'll be doing mouth to mouth. I don't know how well you do that. Okay. So look at how she's collapsed. Okay?
Yeah.
And check for danger. No danger?
No.
No. Check for response.
Hello, can you hear me? I'm a first aider.
Nothing.
Pinch.
Yeah, open your eyes. No, she's not got any of those. Yeah, now you can hurt her. Pinch her. If you don't get a response on one side, pinch the other side. Just in case she's got a weakness on one side. Now, if we imagine that she has fallen from a hefty height and you were worried that she could have a spinal injury, you've established that she is unconscious.
Okay.
But you can see that she's breathing. I can see that she's breathing, yeah? So you can see quite clearly. So if she's unresponsive but she's breathing, what are you going to do now?
Put her in recovery.
Put her in the recovery. Absolutely. Now, if you couldn't see that she was breathing, what would you do then?
Listen to see if she check.
Yeah.
Check.
So you need to open her airway.
No.
So if you can't see that she's breathing,
Yeah.
you would now need to tilt her head and lift her chin. But just the difference is with if you're worried about a possible spinal injury, that you're not jumping straight in to open the airway, because there's no need to do that if she is breathing.
Okay.
Okay. So I can't see she's breathing.
Right.
Can you open her airway, please? So you would tilt her head and lift her chin all the way back, a little bit further. That is how far it needs to be. It's a long way back, okay? You would keep supporting. Now, obviously the paramedics, they would be holding her nose at that point to concentrate. If you hold her nose when you're doing that, then her mouth will naturally flop open. Attractive time. And then you can put your cheek above her mouth and nose, look down the body and look, listen and feel to see that she's breathing. How many breaths?
Two.
At least 2 in a 10-second period. If you don't get 2, then you would assume that she wasn't breathing and you would resuscitate. So you have seen that she's got at least 2 breaths in a 10-second period, and now you're going to put her in the recovery position.
So I can just gently pull her head.
Yeah, you would gently just ease her down, and now you need to put her in the recovery position quickly, because all that time her airway is now starting to shut.
Yeah.
So, rule number 1 of first aid is to promote recovery without making anything worse. So, if her hand was flopped down here, you would move it out of the way. You would lob it out of the way, because if she had any form of restricted movement to her shoulder, if you place it, you might place it outside her comfort zone. So if you just gently lob, then it will go naturally to her within her comfort zone. You would then check the pocket on the side that you're rolling her onto. You're checking for mobile phone, keys or anything. If she had glasses on and you took the glasses off, you need to make sure that you don't just pop them in a handbag, because if she starts to come around in the ambulance, the paramedics will not know what's happened or where they are, and she will not know what's happened, and she will not be able to see, and you could panic. So that's why you always keep their possessions with them, but you also tell the paramedics if there is something important like that and where it's gone. Okay, right, now you need to put her in the recovery position, supporting her head and neck. You would just put her legs flat because it makes it easier. Okay. And we've already gone into which side you would put them onto. So there's no obvious injury that would make a difference. You might want to just have a quick look, having established that she's unconscious, and see if there was any blood coming out of one ear, or if the lungs are moving unequally. And if they were moving unequally, you would put her on which side?
The injured side.
Onto the injured side. Right, no obvious injury. She's not pregnant. So it doesn't matter which side we put her on. So you're just going to roll her towards you, and you happen to be on this side anyway. Might get you to roll over, or to move, shuffle over a little bit, so that when you roll towards, you're not going to roll off the rug. That's it. Always get your casualty to fall in the most convenient way.
They make it easy.
So if she was pregnant, which side would you roll her on to?
Left,
Left.
because of the venous return. Okay?
Yeah.
So what you need to do is lick hold of her fingers, or hold her hand like that, and put the back of her hand onto the back of her cheek. Okay, that's it. Now if that ring had been a sort of pokey one, then you would twist it round so it's not going to imprint her cheek. And you'll need to keep holding because she won't hold like that. And reach down and pick up her knee like that. If she was really, really tall and you couldn't reach, you might have to keep holding the hand and take it with you. Support on the top of the knee like that, move yourself back a little bit, and then literally just on the top, because otherwise you will have to lift, and you don't need to lift with this. So even the higher on the top, that is your lever, just pull that knee to the floor, swiftly down, and she will follow. There will still be a little bit of twist, it's not perfect, but it's the best you can do, and you need to keep her alive. Right.
Now I can let go, right?
You can let go, but if she's not over enough, she will flop on her tummy. So you might need to move this leg up to 90 degrees. And with gentlemen, you always need to move the leg up to 90 degrees because it's more comfortable. Okay? And then you need to check that she is breathing. So really important that you check. So check that she is over enough that she is draining, because it's no good if she's still looking up at the ceiling, and check that she is breathing. Is she breathing?
Yes.
Fantastic. You get an ambulance on the way. You double check for any major bleeds or anything that you would need to stop, and you would grab a blanket on the way back and cover her over to keep her warm. And then you keep checking that she is breathing. Is she still breathing? Oh my goodness, she stopped. So you put a hand over your knee. How did you know she was going to sleep? Put a hand underneath her knee like that. Push on the shoulder and you roll her onto her back. And then you would resuscitate.